Hello guys and gals, this is Milky Way, and today I'm accompanied by Impulse, and we are going to show you how to build this fully Afk-able sheep farm that we got over here. Hi Impulse.
Hey, what's up, Milky?
And yeah, we prepared some stuff over here to show you all the features we got in there. And yeah, like the first thing we want to show you is like the pattern for the grass that we came up with. And yeah, so as you can see, we have these like this is the row where the sheep are standing on. Then we have one row right next to it. Then we have the grass down here where you drive on the rails, and also these grass blocks on top. And yeah, for this lime wool block, this would resemble a dirt block or a possible grass block. And from all these grass blocks around here, the grass can spread to this lime wool block. So that's a total of, how many is that? Help me count, Impulse. Is that 17? 8 on the bottom and 9 on the top?
Yep, 17.
Yeah, that's awesome, right?
That's a lot.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, these could also be dirt blocks, of course, at the same time when sheep are standing on there. So, but you have a minimum of 15 blocks where the grass can spread from, so you have a lot of efficiency on that side. Also, yeah, what else do we have? We have our sheep separated by iron doors, which makes it so each sheep is standing on exactly one block, and you won't have sheep clumping up, and you can shear them properly, and also they all have their separate grass block to eat from. And yeah, what else? Loot collection. You don't have to pick up the wool by yourself. You are not limited by your inventory space. But as soon as you finish shearing a row, you will let this hopper minecart go around. It will pick up all the wool. And we will come to why this is 2 rows in a minute when building it up. And yeah, when it arrives back here, it will just drop all the wool into this chest. Yeah, what else do we have? We have these, yeah, vertical slopes, so to say. And yeah, as you saw in the intro already, you will go up the slope and the piston will push you down. And what that does is that it gives you the same speed for every row, but not max speed. So you are driving at the moderate speed, and you will be able to shear all or almost all of the sheep. If you have some lag, you should still be able to shear a sufficient amount of sheep to go through your shear quick enough. And yeah, that makes it also SMP friendly. And yeah, and as we mentioned at the beginning, it's pretty much fully automatic. You just have to put something on your right mouse button or move that to your spacebar or something. Sticky keys, there's a lot of possibilities to do this. You just hit it in this minecart, hold right click on this button, then you are already at the correct height to shear the sheep. And yeah, when you drive over this detector rail, you will activate this dropper here, which drops a shear on here, and yeah, you will pick that up. Or if you didn't finish your shear in the last attempt, you will just get a new one. Not get a new one because the shear here is sitting on a wooden pressure plate and therefore powering the dropper, so it will not get you tons of shears which you don't need. Yeah, so now that we talked about all these features, let's go and build this up. Alright, first of all we are going to show you how you build up the actual cells for the sheep. And for that, just a note, you wanted to build it in a way that when you are looking at the sheep, you are either facing north, as in this case, or you're facing west. The reason for that is that hopper minecarts pick up the blocks somewhat offset, And yeah, if you just have the hopper minecart travel around like this, you will definitely pick up all the wool that was dropped by the sheep. So make sure you build it towards north or west. Actually, that doesn't limit you in any way because you will need that the same space anyway. So just make sure to do it that way. Okay, and then to start, this is a 18 sheep version. You can go, I would suggest to go with 18 or 20 sheep each row. And yeah, assuming you want all 16 colors, that is. And yeah, first thing you will do is just have a row of 20 grass blocks in that case, so just the amount of sheep plus 2, like 1 on each end. Go out, and then diagonal to that, have a second row for the grass crows and blocking the sheep. Whoops. Okay. Yeah, and finally on top you can just close that off pretty much. And yeah, there you go. That is all the grass you're going to need. And yeah, you should also make sure that you have proper lighting in here. Just a note, you do not need any blocks on top of these because the sheep are only 1 high. But yeah, if you want to light it up using glowstone, you can also just use torches on these iron blocks. Also don't need to be iron blocks, of course. You can choose any block you want. But yeah, if you place any blocks on here, please don't use pumpkin lanterns because these are solid blocks and it will eventually just destroy the grass under it. So if you want to use glowstone to light it up, of course you don't have to go crazy with it, like once in a while, some glowstone just to have sufficient light level. For grass you only need 4, I believe. But yeah, you also wouldn't want any mobs to spawn in here, would you? Yeah, just to make sure to have that down. And yeah, you can also already go and place your rails around here, all regular rails all the way along. And yeah, for the end you can block this off. And yeah, you can add a grass block here or another transparent block as you wish. If you just have a grass block here, it will destroy that one, but yeah, it's pretty much the same, so it doesn't really matter. And yeah, then for the doors, pretty much you start over here or on the other side, it doesn't really matter. And yeah, every second block you place a door facing this way, so you don't need to power it. This is just to separate the sheep. And yeah, actually you would not need any door here, but I'll show you why you want one as well at this place. And yeah, also have some blocks over here to prevent the sheep from escaping. And yeah, let's get some sheep in here. Impulse, can you... Okay.
Yep.
Let's do this. Yeah, I'll show you later how to get the sheep in there in survival. You can either use leads or minecarts. Both might work. I didn't actually try out leads, but yeah, some people might prefer them over minecarts because you don't need to build any infrastructure. And yeah, okay, now the sheep are kind of trolling me because yeah, if you don't have an iron door here, usually this sheep here starts glitching over to that side all this time, client side. And if you happen to have that, to avoid it, just have an additional iron door here, although it doesn't really do anything except limiting the space. And that should fix your problem, most likely. And yeah, that's already how you build up your wool cell. Alright, now we are talking about how to build the slopes, which have the pistons to get you to the correct speed. And yeah, first of all, you want to have when you leave here, one block after that, you want to have a powered rail. To power that, you have to either use a redstone block below or a torch over here. Why that is, you will see in a minute. And yeah, then we have a block here, come up one block, take out the one below, and yeah, that's basically the shape. And then you can go ahead and place your rails over here, and this here will be a detector rail. Then what you do is go to this detector rail, go to the block below, have a redstone dust, and then here a repeater on full delay. Then yeah, this here's the repeater, so this powers this block. Then we have a redstone dust, another redstone dust, and finally a repeater on 3 ticks delay. And this feeds into a torch, which powers this block, which powers this torch. And then we have our piston over here, and you can reclaim that rail. And basically you are done with that. Yeah, that's how easy it's built. If you want to do it on the other side, pretty much works the same way. You just have to mirror the whole design, and it will just work, yeah, just the same way. The reason why this is offset the block is because it would be the one where you come at the start. As you can see, this one is just offset a bit. Actually, this needs to be pushed one block over, but we will do that later on. Just for now, note that you can just mirror the design basically, and yeah, I'm doing this completely wrong. Okay, there we go. Then come down here and have our rails going around, and yeah, same thing. Put your redstone dust here, your repeater on full delay. Then you will have these 3 blocks taken out, repeater on 3 ticks, 2 blocks, a torch, a block, another torch, and a piston. Reclaim that rail, and you're good to go. Okay, now to the part where we put in the sheep, and yeah, I just removed 4 of these sheep just for the purpose of showing it. And yeah, what you want to do is just have some bridge with rails on it. I tried the leads, but didn't really work out for me too well to get them in these holes. Yeah, and you want to take out the block that does not have a door on each of the cells, so have one, then every second block. Yeah, if we had the full row, it would be these also, but yeah, since we only have these 2, this will be sufficient. Then we can just block this off this way, and yeah, I highly recommend you use a powered rail here to get them up there. And yeah, you could just give them an encouraging push, and yeah, that should already, well, bring them down. Okay, so you reclaim your first minecart, push the sheep over, second minecart comes down, push it, and yeah, this glitching is only client side when destroying the minecart, so don't worry about too much about that. Yeah, then you can just reclaim these and extend it further out, and get this, the other 2 in. And yeah, that's it's quite a bit of work, but yeah, I think it's worth it for the sheep farm. And you can also just have 1 sheep in each of the, like between every 2 doors, that if you want to put them in there beforehand, or you can breed them in there somehow. But yeah, that's with the doors, that's kind of tricky to do, so I wouldn't really recommend that. But however, if you happen to lose any sheep due to some kind of accident, whatever that may be, you can, like, if I lost another red sheep, I could just like let these guys breed. Then we get a small sheep which should fall down eventually, which it doesn't right now. Well, usually they do. If you, oh, there we go. And we just put it in this minecart, and we can just pick it up somewhere at the long rail over here. Just have it come out here and then store them for future use. Pretty much, yeah. There he goes. Yeah, and when you're done, you can just close this off. We remove all the rails and these temporary blocks, and you're pretty much done. That's not a temporary block. Okay, back to the regular tutorial. Okay, to build the loot collection system, what you want to do is go down here and take out the 2 rows of block below these 2 diagonal grass rows. Impulse is coming from the other side and helping a lot. Whoops, we took that one on accident. And then you want to find your detector rail over here and place a hopper into that block basically. So you will have your chest over here. And then you place one powered rail. This will get powered once you finish that row. Then have a regular rail. Then you can take out these blocks and the blocks below. Place a couple of redstone torches. You can also just use redstone blocks if you desire to. But yeah, I'm trying to keep this as cheap as possible. Yeah, this is just a temporary thing. We can fix that by having our rails placed. And yeah, that's of course not how to do it. Yeah, you go around. Then you would want one powered rail at least over on this side at the corner. Let's just take 2 to speed it up a bit more, because like taking these 108 degrees takes quite a bunch of speed out of the minecarts, and to avoid them getting stuck, you might want to do that. Yeah, then just have this connect over to here, and yeah, once the minecart reaches this point, it will just head back the direction it came, go back to the hopper, and then unload its loot into the corresponding chest. As you might notice, the chest arrangement is a bit different from this on this side here. Here we have the wool chests like in between at the repeaters. You can use whichever design you like. Just take one, and or you will figure how it works out when you start building it. I like both. While these chests look a bit more accessible, these look nicely embedded. So I think that's all some kind of a taste thing. And yeah, I think all that's really left to do is just build this up to a full scale, which we will not do here on the tutorial. You have the other thing around there. And then talk about stuff like this shear collection and yeah, just this extra pusher that does work a bit differently for the first row. Yeah, and finally the way where you start or exit. Okay, let's get on that. Yeah, as mentioned before, this here needs to go 1 block further out. So let's do that. And so does it need to go 2 blocks further out? Don't think so, right? This should actually be fine. Yeah. Okay, so you want to come up here, and yeah, it might be a good idea to speed this a bit up for the before actually going up here. Yeah, once again, just have your rail up there temporarily to make these go up. And over here our torch tower. Then we need a piston. Okay. Yeah, this is of course not really in a good spot. So let's just take a detector rail to power it for now. And then you will be coming from here. For over here you will need some repeaters, a couple, 1 on 4, 1 on 2 ticks, 2 on 3 ticks, however you like. Yeah, and that's basically your setup for the, well, maybe put this on 4 ticks with just 1 powered rail. And that's your setup for the start. Yeah, if you happen to have some difficulties here, you can either use more powered rails or you can just use a bit higher delay if it doesn't really work out for you. Anyway, next thing we can talk about would be the shear dispenser. And to build that one up, as you can see, it doesn't look too complicated. You just have like a 2x3 shape like this, and then we get ourselves a dropper. Or already got a hopper in here. So let's get ourselves a dropper that should be facing to where you come from when you finish your last lap. And just have a hopper facing into it. Then you can put some chests on top of that. Maybe Impulse, you can help me out with that.
Yep.
And you can fill these with shears. Don't think we don't really need to do that right now. Yeah, and then you have a wooden pressure plate, which will make sure that you do not get additional shears if you don't need any, because there is already one. Then just have some glass blocks to avoid that the shear actually gets spit on the rail, which would not power the pressure plate in that case. And yeah, you will not suffocate in these because they're transparent, so all good with that. Then a few blocks back, you will want to have a detector rail, and then the wiring is pretty simple. You can just go and have a torch on this block over here. This is going to power the dropper, and if you drive over the detector rail, you will unpower the torch, then it will repower, and if there's not a shear under the dropper, it will drop a new one, unless you ran out of shears, that is, of course. Okay, so that's it. And finally, when you came way back here, you would want to have some powered rails in here. You will actually not really need to put anything here to power it, because you will have these torches as you see here. So no need of additional powering the rails, but also be careful to where to place this. This should not interfere with one of these repeaters, of course, because if you put it here, you would power the block, and you wouldn't want to power the redstone by accident, which might, it shouldn't actually matter. You will not dispense a shear if there is one, so you should be good on that. But finally, let's say here was our last row we came out from, and we had our detector rail somewhere here to collect the wool here, and here will be our starting point. And what you do for that is you just take 2 blocks and place a button on them. And then you just sit down in your minecart, press the button, and you are ready to go. And if you want to exit the track, you can just take this trap chest, and of course the rail is now orientating in the wrong direction. Well, let's try this again. Alright, this actually didn't happen to us before, because it's directionally based, and in this case it worked out. So when it's not powered, it will automatically face the direction of the lab, and if you power it, as you see, it will bend over to this side. And in this case, you will have to come up with something else. And what we came up with was just a quick fix. So we want it to be powered by default, and then we just place redstone dust over here, which will get powered by this trap chest. So if you open the trap chest, the rail bends over just the redstone. Yeah, I think there's no need to explain the redstone. It's not too complicated. And yeah, so if you just want to exit, you wait until you finish a lap. Then you just right-click the chest as you approach it, and then you will just end up at your starting point and have your minecart where you want it to be all the time. Isn't that great? Yeah, also, as you saw over there, we have like 2 of each kind of wool in here. That would be to pre-fill your inventory, because the moderate speed has well, it's kind of a downside for fully automatic, in the sense that you will want to pre-fill your inventory so you don't pick up unnecessary shears, but it can happen that you pick up wool immediately directly when you shear it, and if that happens when your shear just breaks, you will fill your shear slot with some wool, and you basically will just drive it around doing nothing for the rest of the time. And just to avoid that slight chance, it might be a good idea to have at least 1 of each wool in your inventory, so if you happen to pick up some wool while driving by before the hopper minecart can get there, that you will not stop collecting wool after that. So yeah, so I think that sums up the tutorial, and yeah, I will provide a Word download, of course, so just check that out if you haven't figured out something properly yet. And hope you like this. Like and subscribe. Also, great shout out to Impulse, who's helping me so much.
Yep.
And,
thank you.
yeah, see you next time. Bye.
See you guys.